I'm so busy. This is ridiculous. I mean, today. Hi again, YouTube land. Today is supposed to be Friday. Well, it is Friday, and it's supposed to be my day off. In our house, the deal was, well, it wasn't, and then it became, and then it kind of got let go of. That Friday was my day off. You've probably heard me mention this in previous postings from several months ago. Can't believe how long I've been doing this. In any event, today is a Friday. My version of taking a Friday off is doing everything the same in the morning as every other weekday, except I don't pack a lunch for my husband. Which I do more as a cost-saving measure than anything else. I mean, I'm not trying to somehow infantilize him by packing his lunch and waking him up and blah, blah, blah. You know, are you going to pull that down like 15, 16 times a day now? Is that the new deal? Who am I asking? She's a cat with a toy. I'm not infantilizing my husband, but it's a weird dichotomy for me. I need to be needed. I know that. I fully admit that. About my wow, I need coffee. About my personality. I need to be needed. Fortunately for me, most days, my husband needs me. I ended up marrying someone who is fully functional as an adult, but really does a lot better when he has reliable help. Something which I was further reinforced in my belief of when I got a comment from his father several months ago about he believed if not for my influence, the long-term job that Sam now has wouldn't have been as possible or likely. Because for me, routine is a big thing. I mean, big thing. You can call it OCD, you can call it control freak. I don't care. The fact of the matter is routine is the only way things get done. I'm not saying that if you have an SOP, it should never change. I mean, it should. Things have to adapt and accommodate the life and people involved. But as much as I need to be needed, I also need to be given legitimate time off once in a while. I mean, from my perspective, I haven't had what I define, let's make that clear, what I define as a vacation. Well, I really did enjoy our honeymoon, but that wasn't really what I would think of as a vacation, because a lot of that was us doing a whole bunch of stuff in a place we'd never been, in remarkable New England late September weather, which is what I grew up with, so I wanted to be out in it. I loved it. But aside from that, probably 5 or 6 years since before I knew my husband. So I'm running on fumes and have been for a while. Now, let me ask you this, my fellow house spouses. Does it ever seem or feel that you're the only one who can clean something? Like, your partner comes to you and says, "There's a mess, XYZ. Do you know what it is?" No. Well, can you clean it? Can I? Yes. Will I? I don't know. Should I have to? Not really, for a couple of reasons. One, you're an adult. Two, by virtue of the fact that you're telling me there's a mess there, you are in fact standing there. What prevents you from taking a wet paper towel, cloth, or wet wipe and doing this? Now, several of you are going to listen to that and think about it for a second and go, wow, she really has some problems at home. No, I don't. No, I don't. First of all, Sam does a lot of cleaning. Not as much as needs to get done, and not as much as I'd like to see us accomplish, but that's true of every home. It's just that, in general, even when I was living at home with my parents, or when I was living with my ex-wife, I was the one who did all the cleaning. For some reason, my entire existence, I've been the one who takes care of everything and everyone for every reason. Which is probably part of what gave me this need to be needed, because if I wasn't doing that, what good was I? You know, what was my purpose? Although that gets into some very complicated Freudian mother issues, so let's walk away from that for now. It's a general trend that I have a problem with. If you share a home with one or more people for whatever reason, family or otherwise, no one person should be dictated to about cleaning is their responsibility. I don't care how you divvy everything up. No one person should be responsible for the entire cleanly maintenance of the entire home. And your home could be a studio, which is literally one room with a kitchenette and like a bathroom in the back. It still shouldn't be one person's responsibility to take care of everything. I don't know. But that's just in part me complaining because it's supposed to be my day off and I'm sitting here working on a list of things I have to do. And I'm going to try and relax, but it's not the easiest of things. I'm already fighting a headache from this morning. In any event, new topic. I am so far behind on my sci-fi related watching that I have not seen the entire 5th season of Eureka because we don't have cable. I am easily, 4 seasons behind on Doctor Who? But thanks to Netflix, I'm catching up on that. I'm almost halfway through season 3. I was watching it when it first aired, when I had access to cable when I was still living with my ex-wife, but I don't know. Somewhere at the beginning of season 3, they lost me. All interest completely ran away. What else? I'm caught up on my Stargate, caught up on my Star Trek. I don't really watch the animated Star Wars series, just because you can have too much of a good thing. I mean, I saw all 6 of the Star Wars movies, the older trilogy followed by the newer trilogy. I don't really hate Jar Jar Binks because I've seen stupider characters. I have. But, I don't know, they needed a jester character, and that's what Jar Jar is. Our friend in the hospital is doing a lot better. He says that he should be moved into physical therapy as early as next week, which is great. He's talking. They took the ventilator tube, the trach tube, out, but because they're not fully confident that they've aspirated his lungs yet, he still has a hookup, which means he has one of those, you have to be familiar with medical things, but there's a device, a little thing they give you to put into the trach tubing area that makes talking a lot easier, so he has one of those. And he's on solid food, which is good, because I think it was only just 2 days ago that they were giving him machine-processed food, that more than baby soft stuff. I need a coffee IV. So he's on the road to recovery, which is great. Poor bastard's got claustrophobia, and he's been in a hospital for almost 2 months. Fortunately, or not so fortunately, he was in a coma for a good period of that time, so he wasn't aware that he was in a claustrophobic situation, but still, becoming aware of it doesn't help. We have a family barbecue tomorrow. I'm so tired. I have to make, well, I don't have to. I mean, everyone in my husband's family has made it abundantly clear that I'm not required to produce food for family gatherings, but they've also made it abundantly clear that when I do they're really, really happy with what I bring. So I'm making a batch of chocolate chip cookies to bring as a dessert. And we may or may not bring some of the pickles that we made. I have to double check how long they're supposed to, I don't know, brine, ferment, marinate. I'm not sure what you call it. We made them very late, I want to say Tuesday. And that means they sat Wednesday, Thursday, today's Friday. Maybe it was late Monday. And I know that the earliest we could crack into them would be tomorrow. But I don't know. I'd have to get Sam to check them in the morning before we go to the barbecue because I don't know if they're ready yet. Because there's a batch of his spicy ones and a batch of my basic bread and butter style ones. So, I don't know. I managed to ramble for 11 minutes already. Good lord. Sometimes even I don't realize what a talky little bitch I am. Alright. Cat toys everywhere! Believe that mouse belongs to you? I'm gonna go try and work on this list, interspersed with taking a nap, maybe eating something. And I'm going to have a river of coffee followed by a lake of ice water because I need my caffeine, but I need to stay hydrated. I hope the rest of you are keeping appropriately balanced for the weather conditions that you're in. And I'll let you know how the family barbecue went on Monday. I have so much I have to catch up on. I got phone calls to make. Oh my god. Alright. Oh, that was the thing. So far behind am I on my sci-fi stuff that I only just got to the middle of season 3 of Doctor Who with David Tennant and discovered Andrew Garfield from the new Spider-Man movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, is in a 2-part episode about the Daleks. So, that was my interesting thing about being behind on sci-fi. That's what I meant before. Completely just... It's one of those my roots are showing moments because I'm naturally a blonde. Which reminds me I may have to touch up my hair soon. Alright, that's enough rambling. I'll talk to you again next week.